All right, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if you can hear me, but I'm back on live. I'm so sorry about that. This is the part of doing live online that I do not like at all. That there's in between things that are above and beyond my actual power. Yeah, that sucks. Very sorry. It kind of ruins my show. You're not being the... Okay, cool. Yeah, the problem is, though, I lost my crowd. I had a decent crowd. Do you get flipped over immediately? I don't know how this works. I don't like tech stuff. I'd much rather be outdoors doing this live with you sitting right here. Anywho, we'll get there. This is live entertainment, folks. It really throws me for a loop when this stuff happens. I don't do well under this kind of problem. Because it's not, I can't control it, so I technically should just give it up, but I feel like I could control it, meaning if I knew more about it. Anywho, I don't know what to do, except I'm going to just keep making these things and tell my stories. You had to reload the whole YouTube, so that means YouTube went down. I don't understand. Wow. That's weird. Well, gnocchi dough is really weird. It's very airy. It's got lots of air in it. The people subscribe with notifications, it sends them the new link. Ah, cool. Thank you, William. Good to know. I really don't know. I am going to take this gnocchi dough now, and I'm going to rub... there's going to be flour everywhere in a second. I want to get this at least started a bit. And then I'm going to start telling my story. I'll start by saying, as a little kid, I had seen Running of the Bulls on television. Ball of gnocchi. And, you know, I was kind of obsessed with it. Like, why would anybody do that? Which is what most people think. Like, why would you... put yourself in a situation where your life's threatened just for fun. But even as a little kid, I kind of knew why. And the answer is why not. It's putting yourself in a risky situation. There's a challenge to it. You know, I thought, you know, beating this dangerous challenge. And so, yeah. Here's the ball of gnocchi with a little flour on it. Oh, knife. I have a knife here. And so that was that. You know, I thought Running the Bulls, great. My life went on. It didn't really, I didn't obsess over it. Here's a piece of gnocchi dough. And what I'm going to do is make it into a tube, a long tube. And you need a lot of flour for this. I'm going to bust it in half. And basically, you don't want to overwork gnocchi dough. You want it to be a little bit soft and fluffy. And I'm going to roll it into a long tube and then cut it into little pieces. And then they're going to go in plastic bags. And then I freeze most of them, and some of them will eat fresh this evening. I'll make a dish. Now, a lot of people do the fancy thing where they put little ridges on it. Well, here, I'll show you the size I make. They should be, I make them about the size of the tip of my thumb. Like that. They don't need to be too big. Like this size. And then I do that. Now, the fork trick, I'll show you in a second. I am not good at it. My grandmother was very good at it. And this is what it's like making gnocchi. You sit here, and you're cutting little dumplings. I use the ingredients are ricotta. Here's the fork trick. You give it a little roll. And it puts a little ridge in it. holds the flower. I am not good at it. Hi. So yeah, this is a very tedious activity too. The ingredients are there's regatta cheese, there is Parmesan cheese, flour, salt, pepper, garlic powder. Yeah, that's it. Very simple. And so tasty. You have no idea. So let's talk about this running of the bulls thing, because I get asked about it a lot, and I don't mind telling the story. It definitely changed my life in many ways. And here's how it came about. I was in the park, Tompkins Square Park, hanging out with a friend of mine, and he had mentioned he had done running of the bulls. And I was like, wow, I've always wanted to do it. Please tell me your story. Mike from State College, if you're watching. And he's like, yeah, he read the Hemingway book and was like, I need to go do this. And he went, and he said one thing that made me go, I'm definitely going to go do this. And here's what it was. He said he was so nervous the first day. All right, so for those of you that don't know, it's a 9-day-long festival with 8 days of bull run in the morning, bull fighting at night. I'm not going to talk about bullfighting tonight for the squeamish and animal rights people. I will give a caveat that some people think the running part's also cruel and inhumane. I don't think so. The bullfighting, yeah, we can debate that one. That's definitely debatable. I mean, it is definitely violent. The violence in the running of the bulls is on the humans, on the running part. And so my buddy said the first run day, the first day of the festival, he went to do it. He was so scared, he couldn't get out of his chair. I was like, what? He's like, yeah, I was like, he was frozen and couldn't get out. And then the next day he was able to like go do it. He had enough energy and excitement to do it. And when I heard that he was that scared, I couldn't, I really didn't understand. I was like, wow, what is that energy? Like to be put in a situation, I was like, I kind of want to experience that. Because I had done skydiving and didn't think it was that scary. So I was like, I wonder if this is scarier. And from what I gathered, yeah. Skydiving has the risk of, you're jumping out of an airplane with a gadget to save your life. And you're trusting the gadget and the guy helping you, right? But with running of the bulls, I remember people going like, well, if you're going to go do that, you need to be quick. That's not true, actually. I mean, quick maybe, but not fast. So I had a year, 2014-ish, 2013. I had kind of a rough year, and I wanted to do something that got me out of my skin a bit, made me go somewhere far away, and put me in a situation that was definitely not an environment I was used to, and was challenging of some sort. And I was like, I'm doing running of the bulls this year. It just hit, I like knew right away that was the activity. I was like, so I thought that up in maybe October, and running the bulls is like first week of July. The festival of San Fermin in Pamplona. And it's 9 days. And here, this is, let's roll out one of these. So I went alone to go do this festival. So I first flew, so I spent the whole year researching it, of course. I really wanted to know about what I was getting into and what the dangers were and how to do it. I didn't know anything. And I did a lot of research, and what I discovered was it wasn't speed, but nimble. The nimble-footed would do well in running of the bulls. And that's what it was. So basically, you run this is what I read. I'll tell you what exactly happened, but you run, you can't outrun the bulls. Eventually you have to jump out of the way. And you also have to watch for running on people falling. So that's what I knew. I was like, so I didn't practice running. I just stayed healthy. I ate healthy. I did sit-ups and push-ups and made sure my body was in shape before I went. And again, I didn't know all the details. My buddy, who said he had done it, he did give me a couple details that I still I took seriously. He said, after you get in to the corral, where how you start, which I'll show you, you can go to the top of the race, the middle, or the beginning. And if you go to the end, you get to run into the bull ring. If you're in the middle or the beginning, you're not going to make it. They shut the doors. By the time you get there, you're not letting it. So I was like, oh, I want to do the bull ring part. People buy tickets to sit in the bull ring in the morning and watch people coming in from the run. And you'll hear why in a second. There's definitely something wacky that most people don't know about. Again, ask me questions, people. Anybody jumping in, throw them out there. This is an interactive show. So I had some knowledge of it, but not a lot. And the first thing I did, and all I had was a backpack, a skateboard. I didn't have anything booked to stay. But I knew it was free. You didn't have to sign up. I would not have been interested if you had to sign up or pay money. It's just kind of stupid. Well, we'll talk about trampling by the crowd, because that's a reality. So I get there, I go to Bilbao, and I met up with some friends. And I hung out in Bilbao for like a day. And then I took a bus to Pamplona. And when I got there, I didn't have a place to stay. So I skateboarded to the only hostel I could find, and it was called Hotel Hemingway. Easy to remember. And the guy didn't have any rooms, and then I literally, he's like, we don't have any rooms, and I'm like, ugh. So I saw on the wall, he had posters from a rock festival in Spain called Azkena. And it's in the North Basque region. And if you've ever been to Spain, the north is not Spain. It's the Basque country. It's very different. They're trying to separate from Spain, actually. And I had played a music festival there not that long ago, maybe 8 to 10 years ago, which is a long time ago. And I was like, oh, man, you went to that? And he's like, yeah. And on the billing, I was like, did you see that band play? And he's like, yeah. And I was like, that's my band. I was the bass guy. And he immediately gave me a room. I was like, see, I knew you had a room. Or I didn't need a room. I needed a bed. It was a bunk bed style hostel. So he goes, all right, I have a bed for 2 nights, but the third night you're on your own. I can't help you. So I ended up staying on a park bench the third night. And I was there a day early, too, because I wanted to meet people who had done it before and start learning what it was. I didn't know. So the first thing I did was I went to the street, and it wasn't even busy yet, the town. It literally gets busy on the day of the festival. It starts right away. And I have some videos I'm going to show you, too. This is very hard to multitask these gnocchi. I still have a lot to go. So I went to the street, and I saw what they do. The streets are very tight, but in the areas where it's not, they board it up. They put a wall up. And they do it every day. They take it down and put it up. Now, this is the race. I'll describe it from like a technical point of view. First of all, it's uphill and it's cobblestone. So nimble-footed is important. I wore my boots. I don't own sneakers. I'm not kidding. I don't have a pair of sneakers. I only own boots, and dress shoes. And all my boots are mostly no laces, and they're motorcycle boot style, engineer boot style. These are the boots I wore on the running of the bulls. I still have them. They're duct taped together. I'm very nimble with these. I break them in and skateboard in them. It's just how I've been for years. Anywho, let me move my seat up. Wow, look at those cookies. My little one's making cookies. I'm making gnocchi. We're a bunch of Italians here. We like to cook. Um, so the race is uphill, cobblestoned, and the bulls are in a pen. And the whole point of it is to take the bulls up the street to the bull ring. Because at night, 6 bulls are going to get killed by the matadors. And just so you know, and I'll give you a little history of bullfighting, it's not a fight. It's never supposed to be. People are like, it's not a fair fight. It's not supposed to be a fair fight. It's a ritualistic killing of an animal via a dance. And it goes, the meat goes to a restaurant. I mean, it gets, the meat goes to feed homeless people. The scrotum goes to the fancy restaurant across the street. And, oh yeah, we need paper towels here. So, what's amazing is, all it is the bulls are getting moved from the pen to the ring. And at some point in history, people started running with them up the hill, up the street. So, how it starts is it goes up like this. It goes up, 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 up. It gets to the town square, and that's where they make the fake walls, and it turns in the town square, and then it turns again. That's called the turn of death, the curve of death, and then it goes straight up the street, which is the most famous street you see with all the people in the balconies, and then at the very end of that street, it makes a left and goes down into the bull ring. It goes into a tunnel into the bull ring, and the bull ring's pretty big. And that's the technical what happens. And I wanted to be near the end, so as I'm running, I can actually get into the bull ring. Now, here's what people don't know. After the race is over, the audience is sitting in there. A bunch of runners, like what I was going to do, are in the bull ring, and they start letting the bulls back in one at a time. Yes. They don't show this part on TV. And they let you run around the bull ring with the bulls and see if you can stay out of the way. And I'll talk about that. Okay, so here's me. I get there. I meet an American guy, a couple Australian guys, and a dude from Ecuador. The dude from Ecuador's name is Caesar. You'll see him in the video. I did not keep in touch with him. Some of the other guys I have on my Facebook. Anywho, so I'm meeting some people. I spend the whole day looking at the run and getting a vibe. I'm like, all right, I'm going to come to here and do it from here, right? I'm making a plan. You're not allowed, here are the rules. Anybody can show up. They used to not let women, but of course in modern days, we let ladies do everything. And there are people that don't like that there are women there only because it's like a mosh pit. Might is right. And I'll explain that in a second. It really is might is right. There's no rules once you're in there. So here's who they kick out. If you look drunk, if you look disheveled, if you have photo equipment of any sort. I mean any sort. If you even have the harness on for a camera, you're out, right? There's no time. There's no time for error. There's no time for goofy. And so basically, that's what they do. And now I'll tell you from my point of view of run number 1. Because I did 2. And I got there. I wanted the little white outfit. I got the pants, the shirt, the sash, or the neckerchief, and then this, the one that goes around your waist, the belt. I wanted the outfit. It's a tradition. I didn't know some details about the outfit, which I'll tell you about, especially this. If you look at the videos, I'm not wearing this in day 2. And there's a reason. And I'm not wearing the white pants in day 2. I'm wearing these. I'm wearing the white shirt and the sash. And I have the newspaper. That's traditional. You carry a newspaper, a rolled up newspaper. Ah, thank you. Someone just do-re-me the dough. Grazie. The donations do make a difference. Anybody that donates to this show tonight, you really do get your money goes right in this show. It really does, right in. So I got the outfit. I had my friends. I got an idea. I don't drink, so I ain't out partying, right? I went to bed sort of early, and I gotta be honest, I was nervous as hell. I mean, really nervous. Um, I remember not being able to sleep well, and I remember in the morning waking up like, click, my eyes are open, and I'm not going to be able to fall back asleep. So I got up, and I saw everybody starting to rise. Where I was staying, most of the people there were going to do the run. Not all, most. Yeah, it was not easy. Here, put this here. No, it wasn't that it was not easy. Wrong words. It was stressful. I woke up and I was like, oh God, it's really today, right? And I really was nervous, okay? Just to say, I wasn't like, whatever. I think I messaged my family that morning, everybody, and said, I'm going. I did not bring my phone. I left it at the hostel, locked away. And here's what happens. Oh. Before I tell that story, I'm going to show you a video. I forgot a major part of this. The night before, the day before, is the opening of the festival. And so there's a good luck ceremony that you're supposed to go to, where people are partying and drinking wine and throwing wine. That's part of the festival, squirting wine. Everybody has squirt guns with wine. They buy wine to dump on you. There are people with buckets of it in the balconies ready. And the festival is actually maybe more dangerous than the bull run. And I'm going to show you a video now. Wait. Oh, okay. You're not going to be able to hear. I might have to all right, so here's what's going to happen. We're in town square. People are showing up. You'll see people with red dots. It's their wine they drink. I got scared when it got so crowded I couldn't breathe, and I was getting crushed, and they started bringing out political flags, anti-Spain flags, and there were little fights going on. It got really scary. But then the mayor of the town comes out, and you hold your headband up, and he gives you a blessing for good luck. Here's a little bit of a video. The entrance. And behind me is the road to where it all begins. What's up? Take my money. There we go. I apologize. I'm a tech dummy. I got it. I'm muted. I fixed it. Yeah. I'm juggling lots of things. Anywho, yeah, it was scary, that festival part. So the next morning, that guy Caesar, there's like a guy in there, Caesar. Um, it was me and him, the American guy, and the Australian dudes, and we're walking to the run. You get there, and they jam everybody in an area in the middle, and that's so they know how many people are there. Once that's full, no one's allowed in. So you got to get there early enough to beat the rush of here look, look how many gnocchis we have. Lots. So we get in the corral, and it's tight, but it's not that tight. It's not like the night before. It's like it's crowded, but whatever. And people are telling stories of what to do and giving people tips, and I'm like, and I hear there's an English guy and a couple of girls were there, and I could kind of tell they probably shouldn't be there. They looked scared and like they didn't know what was going on. And they were small. And I saw these two rugby guys from England, and I mean monstrous, look at them and go, "If you fall, I'm running on your face." That's what he said to them. And he's right. That's what it's like. If you fall, I'm running on your face. I'm sorry. So that's the energy. You're just like, it's like do or die, okay? Once you're in the corral and they've made sure you're not drunk and disheveled and got camera equipment and that's it, there's all the people, then it's time. They open it up and you can go anywhere you want. You can go up, down, blah, blah. And they all have different advantages and different disadvantages. The run I'm in, I'm going to tell you which one. You can find them online. San Fermin, 2015, day 1 and day 2. And one of those days, somebody died, which I'll talk about in a second. Okay, so here's what happens. I chose end of the race. So I'm walking up the main street near the middle to end so that when it's time, I'll do the run. When the bulls get to me, I'll be able to run. They pass you, run in the ring, and then I'll keep running and go in the ring. That was the plan. So, and I knew a couple tips. One of them is listen, because when they let the bulls out of the pen, they set off fireworks so that you can hear it. So you hear, right? You're like, oh, they're going to be here in like 4 minutes. Or 3, I forget, it was like 3.5 minutes they get there. And this old guy, and there's a lot of old guys that do this, that obviously been doing it their whole lives. The old guy says, don't look at the people, look at the balconies, because you'll see them start to react when the bulls come around the corner. It's called the turn of death. It's because a lot of people, if you're on the inside curve, the bull will cut tight and hit you. Actually, he'll cut loose. When he's running around the curve, his momentum makes him go against the wall. That's what it is. And he'll go along the wall. So a lot of people will hide against the wall, but sometimes they go against the wall and just mow it down. So you don't know. So I walk up, and I have that tip. I also was told, don't run early. A, if you run in the bull ring too early, you're going to get booed. And B, it's just better. Don't go too early. Like, wait till you have to run. And I didn't understand what that meant. I mean, I kind of knew, but I'd never done it. So I've seen videos, but the videos don't do it justice, let me tell you. I've been in a million mosh pits, but I've never been in a mosh pit in the middle of a rodeo. That was new. So here we are. I'm up there. I'm waiting. People are on their hands and knees praying. Not kidding. People are just freaking out. I see people running early, right? Everybody's nervous. We all just put ourselves. Oh, also when you're walking there, everybody in the balconies is, hoo, hoo, hoo. It's literally gladiators time. I mean, you're just like, wow, this is crazy. These people came here to see me die, maybe, you know? And this is modern era, you know, like this is amazing that I get to experience this. And I was definitely feeling Rome, Greece vibes. So here I am. People are praying and psyching themselves up. And I'm just like, and I don't know where my friends are at this point that I met. We've all kind of split off. And I hear the explosion. I wait. I see the balcony. I see people looking, and I'm like, oh my God, they're coming. I see people running early, and I'm like, should I go? No. Should I go? No. More people. Wow, it's a lot of people running, right? Then all of a sudden, I kid you not, it is literally a whirlwind of doom that's a wall. It's the whole street with the look of panic, just, bah, whoo, and that's it. You're like, yeah, and you're in it. It's like, whoa, it's like you're getting hit with a massive wave. Whoa, and you're running. There's people on the ground. It's just like, blah, 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 right? People are knocking people out of the way. Here's what happens. As the bulls come behind you, you got to eventually get out of the way. When you go to get out of the way, there might be somebody there. So guess what? What are you going to do? If you fall, you're supposed to cover up. Don't move until someone taps you or lifts you up, because you don't want to like stand up and get hit again. You'll die. And so this is my experience. I'm like, boom, and I'm just running, and things are happening, and I'm getting knocked around. And the bulls, I didn't get that close. They were 15, 20 feet away from me. They just went, and I see people falling, and there's people in front of me falling. And then I run into the ring. And I was told to be careful of stragglers. Like if one gets stuck and gets lost from so there's 10. There's 6 bulls, 4 steer. That's what's coming at you. There's 10 of them. The steer are castrated bulls, and they're there to help the bulls move in their direction. If they get separated, they get disoriented, they start picking on people, and that's where it gets really nasty. And that's what the newspaper's for. You dangle it. I was told not to wear this. If the bull's horn gets stuck, bad, kill you. So this is, the old timers don't wear these. Day 1, I wore it. I didn't know. So I run into the bull ring. When you run into the bull ring, you are a gladiator. People are, hey! And there's a jumbo screen. And it's like, wow, we didn't die. And so then I run in the bull ring, and this is kind of funny. And people are in there hanging out, and so I'm waiting for them to start letting the bulls in. But what I didn't realize is all the bulls didn't make it yet. They were still coming up the hill. There was 2 left. So I'm standing there, and I see an arena of bull runners in the middle looking at me, running right at me. And I'm like, what is going on? And what I didn't realize is a bull came in late, ran right in and scared the whole crowd at me, and the bull was running at them too because they were running. So I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna die now. I'm against the bull ring. So I turned and jumped, I don't know what kind of power, over the wall and landed, and I got hurt. I was like, ugh, and I got up, I was like, oh my God. And then I looked, it was like, oh, the bull's in there. I got back in, and I'm gonna show you some video of this stuff now. Now, here's where it gets interesting. So now that I did day 1 and was like, this is insane, but now I get it a little bit, and I know where to stand, because I want to get really close to the bulls on day 2. So here's what I did. Day 1, did I go to the bullfight day 1 or day 2? I think I went day 1. I wanted to go just because I didn't know if I would be able to get tickets for any of the other ones. Ask questions, folks, about any of these details, and I will definitely fill in the gaps. There are so many nuances to this that it's amazing. So the bullfight, I will say, I'm not going to go into detail, and I'm not going to go into my opinions on all of it, but it's definitely a value that most people here don't understand. It's very different. It's a ritual. And I see why people like it, and I see why people don't like it. It is bloody. It is visceral. it is hard to watch at certain points. I saw a matador get booed off, basically, because he was so terrible. And I saw a matador that was so good that the crowd was on their feet screaming and throwing roses and doing the whole thing. So I'm not going to go into the bullfight. That's about it. Maybe I'll do a whole show on it. And I wouldn't mind, because I do know a lot about what it is and how it started. And so, alas, I do it again the next day. I have a better spot. And I did it with one of the buddies was near me at the time. And again, same deal. It's a chaos. And I remember I lost track of my buddy in 2 seconds. And I didn't know this, but the day 1 run, or was it day 2? Someone died. They didn't die during the run. They died like a day later. They were on the curve of death, but instead of them being on the edge where you get plowed over, they were on the corner. And you can actually see it in the video. There's a guy on the corner, and you see the bull come up and cut the corner tight, and literally you just see him get hit. So I guess he got gored right in the stomach. And then, you don't see any more after that in the video, but I'm pretty sure one of the runs that I did, a lot of people got trampled. One of them wasn't so bad. So day 1, it's more crowded, but the bulls are a little smaller because the bullfighters aren't as famous. The last day of the race, it's not as crowded, but the bulls are the big boys. They're really big. So it's apples and oranges. You could get killed from trampling, which happens. If you look up running of the bulls bottleneck, you'll see a video of the entire arena getting bottlenecked, and the bulls can't even get in. It's bad. It's terrible. I was one of those things I did think about a lot going there. Like, I hope that never happens again, because... and in day 2, I got to do the ring and get really close. You'll see, I have video where I'm standing right beside a bull. What people don't realize is bulls are activated, and these are bred for aggressiveness, because they're bullfighting bulls. Movement. If you're near one and you're not moving, they won't bother you. Most of the time. But if you move, it definitely triggers an aggressive thing. Let me see here. I got a video here. I'm going to put this one on. Pardon the French in this. I do swear occasionally just because, you're in a situation. This one here, you will see a couple people getting... caveat emptor here. If you're squeamish, there's no blood here, but you do see a couple people get picked up by a bull and thrown. The ones that they let in early are the smaller ones, and they're just to like get you ready, and then they start letting the big ones in. Check this out. Here.
You got a video?
What's up, dudes?
Yeah, let's go.
You're gonna get crushed by the crowd. Up here's the turn.
The Berna.
This is us.
Here's where we turn.
On day 2.
We're already waiting. Hopefully, we'll make the turn, right? Are we gonna be okay?
Yeah.
Caesar, you look nervous, Caesar. I don't know. Round 2.
You can't get out. Once you pull through those gates, you can't get back
I
out.
actually snuck the camera in on day 2, but I don't know.
You can get out of the
Say hi, Caesar.
So where are we meeting up after this? Where are we meeting up?
Here we go, people. My pal Caesar and I, day 2, second run.
Us walking to a spot.
Let's see. Don't know.
Your head falls out, your eyes go blind. The shit inside you starts to bind. The man inside you
right. Okay. So that video was us walking in the morning, us walking to hanging out in the middle part, getting ready, walking up, and then the actual run, I put the phone away. I did not want to deal with it because, again, it's chaos. And then how I got the picture, we ran home to watch it on the news. It was on the news, and so I got a good photo. You could see the bulls. So that one there, I got really close. I was running, and I remember I was like, all right, I got to get out of the way. They're like going to be right behind me, and I could hear people like screaming. So I jump out of the way, and they literally were that far away. If I reached out, I could have touched them. They tell you not to. A lot of people touch them. They tell you not to. So I was heeding the warning. The thing that makes me want to so day 3, I was going to do the run again, and for some reason, a little voice said, no, because you're going to come back and do it again. Don't do it today. Come back. Wait a few years. Come back. Can you guys hear me now? Let me know. Yeah, so, and the reason why I want to go back is because something, you can find video of this. Once you're in the bull ring at the end, and you get to hang out for a little bit, there's something cool that happens. And it's so cool, I want to go do it. Everybody lays on the ground in a ball in a line of 1, 2, 3, like 4 humans. Right at the gate where the bulls run in, and they jump over everybody. They jump a really far distance. They run and roof, and they just leap over. And these guys all lay down. Now, the scary thing is, they don't always jump. You could get trampled. So it looks pretty damn scary. But I don't know. I have a burning desire to go do it. The party of San Fermin is outrageous. It is fireworks every night, parades, music, obviously drinking. They love drinking this cheap wine mixed with Coca-Cola. It's a Spain thing. I don't drink, so I don't care for it. The other thing that is amazing, I mean, there's food and drink and just non-stop partying. And then, so there's life and death. It's like this really interesting vibe of like, you're celebrating all of the above. And part of that is the death. I mean, there's humans. Oh, as for injuries, there's hundreds of injuries every race. Whether it be the bulls running over people or humans. So there's this weird energy of like danger, violence, love, laughter, drinking, merriment, all going on. And it's 24 hours. And every morning they clean the streets. They do a street clean. They put the walls up. And I do believe their entire town economy is based on bullfighting and San Fermin. Yeah, it's amazing. I'm moving Gnocchi around here. If you're like, what the heck is he doing? So now what I do, I'll show you. They get put into plastic bags and frozen. And dude, if you've ever made gnocchi, the best part is cooking them. All you do, muted. Oh no, I was muted. I'm like, wait, did I get a new one? I don't think I'm muted now. Please tell me if I'm coming in, because tonight was weird with the signal. And I don't see anybody commenting, and I don't see any new viewers, so I'm not sure. Oh, yeah, it's working. Okay, we're good. You guys are just quiet tonight. Yeah, it's old. What was I talking about? San Fermin, the festival. Oh, good. The festival, they make all of their economy from that festival. And that's why, like, a lot of people, they want to ban bullfighting all over Spain. And North Spain, I don't know if it's going to happen anytime soon. It's part of their thing. They take it very seriously. bullfighting and the bull run and all of that. I know they do bullfighting in certain parts of Mexico, but I don't know if it's also threatened to be taken out. I don't know. I did answer the question, but I will say it again. When I was a little kid, I saw it on television. I watched TV, saw every year they show it on TV. And I thought, why? Why do people do that? And then I thought, why do I want to do it? You again, I'm always talking about ritual and a connection to the past, and that's it. It really is. It's a ritual. It's definitely, you feel connected to something ancient and large and powerful, and and here's what I wanted to end with, and we still have time here because I'm still making gnocchi, and I don't want to go too late tonight, but it did do something to me. It definitely I mean, I remember a year after someone saying, so did it give you like an adrenaline blast? And I was like, yeah. And I still have it. It's still inside me. If I ever want to feel, an energy of, if I ever need a little uplift, or a little bit of kick my own self in the butt, I'll remember doing Running the Bulls, and the feeling of glory and after, like that feeling of going through that and not getting hurt and not dying and experiencing it with a bunch of people and then celebrating life. Yeah. The Festa Gracia. I don't know that one. Where's that? What city is that festival in? They certainly know how to party there. They certainly like rock and roll music. My band, Toilet Boys, did very well in Spain. That was one of my favorite places to play. And we did well. We had a lot of people there that got what we were doing. They got it. They liked old-fashioned rock and roll. And I will go back and do that Running of the Bulls again. Oh, Barcelona. Another great city. I was in Spain last year. I've been to Spain the most out of anywhere in Europe. I was in last year I was for the film fest. God, I can't remember names anymore. But anywhoozles, I really am glad I did that because it opened my brain up at an older age. I'm in my 40s, folks. You know, I'm not in my 20s. A lot of these people were in their 20s and 30s, you know. And you know, for a midlife crisis of sorts, you know, they always say you want to do these crazy things when you get to your midlife. And the answer is yeah, and you should. They make it out to be this, oh, he's having a midlife crisis. It's like, no, you're supposed to do that. You're supposed to wake up and smell the roses and experience things again. You know, why would you not want to do that? Why don't you want to, when you stop learning and experiencing. Now, a lot of people, here's where it gets interesting, because I've met a lot of people that like to do adventures. I've been everywhere in Spain because of my music. I've played everywhere. Every single place in Spain I've basically been. Up, down, left, right, and I've been to Portugal. France is South France, North Spain. San Sebastian. The most beautiful spot in Europe. Here's the thing about experience. Because I've met a lot of people that are world travelers and have a million experiences, but have learned nothing. They're professional vacation takers. The meat of what they do is the vacation. I always thought that's a bad way to go about it. I thought it was more like you do these things and the meat of it is your real life, that you take those experiences and use it to grow in your real life. When your real life is just the vacation part, unless you're getting paid to do that, which is different. When I was in my band, I wasn't on vacation. I was working the whole time. Yeah, if you're just hanging out, what are you doing with that? What do you learn? What do you take it? What does it fuel? Where does it go from there? And that's how I always looked at it. Okay, my friend, who's a good friend, C. Pataki, who's in here. What's up, brother? He thinks like I do. He just wrote, we should do the Polar Bear Club in the Arctic with real polar bears. I love it. Yeah, let's talk about it. When I get off, let's chat on the phone here, and maybe there's a way to make that happen. I like that. That's how my brain works. And I'll take a project like that, but I'll make it a learning experience and use it in what I'm doing. I had an idea. I have a desire to touch the Annabelle doll. I'm gonna do a show on it. Don't tell too many people I'm working on it now. You saw my Transylvanian adventure episode. That's what that was. I wanted to go to Transylvania to get dirt from Dracula's castle. Turns out I had to leave Transylvania and drive south to do that. But truth, you know? So that is how I work. I like vacations, but I like learning experiences more. And for me, I really wanted San Fermin, the running of the bulls, to be a what's in CT? Connecticut. It's here in Connecticut, no? Referring to... Oh, the Annabelle doll! Yes, you're right, I believe it is. Annabelle is in the Warren Museum. It's the source for the scary movies that have been coming out. It's a Raggedy Ann doll that's supposedly haunted. And if you touch it, your chance of dying is really high. Yeah, so I want to touch it. So if anybody knows the people that have the Warren stuff, I actually have some friends that know the people that might have it. So I'm working on it. Yeah. So that's how my brain works. I always thought, like, if you're going to do the vacation life, I've met people that are like, they take lots of vacations and they are the shallowest human beings. It's like the old saying, they have a million acquaintances but no real friends. They're not using it to, you know, it's like the perpetual student. It's like, cool, but you got to go fuel your fire, your real fire with it. And so, I don't know, that's kind of how I've always operated. God, I'm almost done here. I love tactile things, and gnocchi dough is like, it's got the greatest soft feeling. Yeah, folks, this has been wild fun. I've been doing these like live cooking things, and I like it. It's cool. Telling stories and making things is definitely fun, and I like telling stories that people can kind of get something out of. Oh, they get really wacky about that doll. Yeah. I don't know. They don't like people touching it because they say they don't want to be responsible for what happens, but they're not responsible. So who cares? Hold on. All right, I'm making these gnocchi. Libra Liz says, what is my favorite sauce for the gnocchi? Believe it or not, I mean, I don't mind like cheapo ragu from the store. The Rinaldi and the Del Grosso, and they're all fine. I am not a person who makes my own sauce yet. I will learn it. It's on my list of things to do. Oh, here we go. We're getting close to finishing here. Yeah, I don't do the sauce myself. I buy it, and I try to buy the best one that's on sale. So I'm always trying different sauces. So I don't have a favorite. I don't like cream sauce on gnocchi as much as red sauce. It's okay, but hand cam. Look at this. Mass amounts of gnocchi everywhere. So anybody watching that's new to this channel, I have a free subscription, obviously. It's YouTube. Subscribe. I got lots of crazy things I'm working on. My next Behind the Devil's Curtain episode is on UFOs and my take on it. And on how my view from where I'm coming from a magician. Hold on, I'm going to yawn. Ooh. Ah. Okay, sorry about that. Also, anybody following my Kickstarter, we hit 13 grand today. Oh my, we're at 1316. That is awesome. It's called the Satanic Playing Cards. And yes, that's what they are. They're satanic playing cards. And they're cool as hell. People like them. And, hey, Christopher. Well, Christopher, yeah, I'm going to message you after this. For sure. What was I just talking about? Oh, my Kickstarter. Yeah, as I make these. My Kickstarter is only up for a few more days. I think we have 3 more days left. I want to hit 15 grand because it unlocks the next stretch goal, which I want to do. It is Red Edition cards. They are the coolest playing cards ever. I'm going to put a picture up right now for those of you watching. Yay, look at the box. I can't wait. Look at the joke. One of the Jokers looks like this. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to have these. And here's the Ace of the King of Clubs shirt. That's the tee. That's the actual shirt. Yeah. So I'm so excited. I'm excited just to get the cards for myself. I think they're going to be fun. They're really high quality, and anybody that's signed up for them, I'm really pouring my heart and soul into them. And so is the artist, Stuart Palm. He is drawing like a maniac. I think we're going to be done really early. Not late. So if you ordered them, you're going to get them way earlier than October. Yeah, I'm getting close to being done here. If you're new to the channel, here, look how many there are. I mean, you can't see this. This is completely filled. There's one bag here, and then there's 2 more bags over on the other side. So it's enough to last a while. And I'm having a few guests over tomorrow, and they're going to be able to eat these. And tonight, I'm going to eat fresh gnocchi. I mean, right out of the package. Right out of the, from dough to boil. This is the end. Oh, cool. Let me put a little pile of this. I'm going to take some dough. There's 1 more ball of dough left. Now, one of the things about gnocchi, if you decide to do this, I'm going to give one final tip, is make sure you put the sticky dough down. It's sticky as heck. Put flour all over your hands. Put the sticky dough in a pile of flour, and then make sure you cover it before you roll it. And then once it's rolled, don't roll it again, because this all has flour on the edge. And if you roll it again, these parts won't stick together. It starts to get like weird, lumpy. Like, look. I don't know if you can see this. See how that's like cracked? But it won't stick if there's flour on it already. So it's a little weird. And you don't want to keep adding too much flour. So there's a nuance to this. A gentle nuance to make them not too over-mixed. So they're not hard. When they get hard, they're not good. And then so here's how you cook them. You boil water. So it's bubbling, boiling. You put the gnocchi in. And as soon as they float, take them out. It takes 10 minutes. It's so easy. I like them to be a little undercooked in the middle. A hair. So I take them out kind of quick. Some people like them overcooked. There are raw eggs in these. This batch had 8. But it's a large batch. So, look, I'm going to do a handful more. And then I'm going to get the heck out of here. I want everybody to know that this year has been off the charts for me in a very positive way. I had some sad things happen. I had some awesome things happen. I had new work ventures open up that I never dreamed I would be doing. And yeah. And when I was down and out, I was humbled by the outpour of friends and family that helped me. And I really, really appreciate it. I'm going to say it. It helps. And I decided under the stress of what everything's going on is to focus it into a laser beam of progressive activities towards what I'm trying to do. And that included me taking it upon myself to learn ancient philosophy. I've always wanted to go to school for it, like a college degree in it. I always wanted that. And it never happened because I went to school for something else. And dude, look at all this crap I do. I mean, I'm busy. You know, not only do I do freelance stuff, but I collect a lot of weird things. And so I have things going on. I don't have time to go to college again, right? So I just decided to read as much as I could in an organized fashion. And on top of it, I started new business ventures. So that's what I decided to do with it all. And it's working out for the better. And one of the things was starting a YouTube channel. And guys, I'm at almost 600, trying to get to 1,000. It is incredibly hard to get numbers on here. And you guys have been helping. So thank you. If you're new, subscribe, like, notify, do that whole thing. Yeah, I'm going to kick out of here. I'm going to play the outro trailers and some stuff. But I will be back on. I'm going to be doing some live Instagramming a lot. So follow me, Cardone Magic, during the holidays. I'm going to be doing some live Instagramming. And I will be back here tomorrow, no. Friday, maybe. Christmas Day, I might be on Instagram in the evening. And then I won't be back on till probably Monday. So, and that'll be an evening hour. So everybody, thank you. Gnocchi all the way, buddies. Anybody wants to eat gnocchi, make them yourself. They're not that hard. Store-bought gnocchi, not cool. Potato gnocchi are good, but the ricotta ones, if you can find ricotta cheese, wow. Look at that. It's just like an inch of good. Yeah, so folks, my name's Cardone. This is my evening hour show. I really like doing these for you, and I hope you get something out of them. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your energy. Over and out.